friends and spiritual travelers. This is Mystic Owl, aka Nathan. We have your October 2020 forecast tarot reading for today. So whatever is coming your way in the month of October. We have 4 piles for you today. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4. I'm going to draw 4 cards from the I Ching Oracle decks, which is an ancient Chinese divination form. So bear with me as we draw 4 cards. I hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful spring day, I should say. It's actually the first day after the equinox here in Australia. When I'm filming this, we've just ingressed into Libra season. So pile 1, this is your place marker. Pile 2. Pile 3. And pile 4. So we'll use these cards to get the overall energy of the month for you, the general idea of what's going to be happening and what's coming your way. And then we'll touch on your oracle cards, just to get a bit more specific about things that may be happening for you. Remember, this is a general reading, so take only that which resonates with you and leave the rest behind. I hope you enjoy your reading, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for being here with me. Let's get started with pile number 1. Welcome, pile 1. This is your place marker, number 45. Let's find out about that. So this will give us an overarching theme for the month. You have Tsui, or gathering together, above lake, below earth. The lake upon the earth, the vessel of community. Water running freely over the earth does not attain the depth of the lake with its constraints. In the same way, people are stronger when they are gathered together within the vessel of community. A shared history adds depth to the connection, and they are unified through the honoring of ancestors and traditions. Such a spiritual life cannot be easily dissolved. That's beautiful. Okay. I am sensing for you, pile 1, that October is a time when you're starting to feel a bit more alive again, a bit more inspired to get out and start seeing people. It may be a time where you start to reunite with family that potentially you may not have been able to see during the COVID pandemic, or you've been stuck or feeling a little bit down and despondent potentially in the recent past. And so I sense in October 2020 you're going to start to feel more inspired to get out there and start living again, to be that person that brings everyone together, to be very social. Remembering we've also just ingressed into Libra season. Librans are all about bringing community together, communicating their thoughts and doing what's right by the community in a sense. Libra is all about justice and truth and honesty and serving people in the right possible way. So I sense that it's a period where you're going to start to reunite with loved ones and bring people together again, which is really beautiful. Moving on from that pile 1, let's get some further insight about what's coming your way in October 2020 with your oracle cards. Ah, lovely. You have number 8 and Helios, Illumination. This is a beautiful card. Look at the sun shining brightly, like the sun in this psychedelic, tablecloth that I have here. Ooh, you have number 46, an Inspiration. Ideas, sparks, conception, and impulse. So we'll start with those cards, pile 1. Beautiful cards to start with. I'm getting a similar meaning for both the Inspiration card and the Illumination card of Helios. The card of Helios and Illumination generally talks about a period where things just start to work out in your favor, basically, where the light is shining bright on you. It's a period where you are feeling like very confident within your own abilities and very self-assured. You know who you are, you know what you know what you want right now, and you have the confidence and the know-how in order to get it and make it like become a reality in a sense. You're feeling very inspired by life, and you really want to get out there and like make things happen. It's a period of rapid sort of action and things starting to grow in your reality. It sort of shines a light with illumination on the things that you want from life, in a sense. It kind of also reminds me of like summer, which I know is, you know, a few months away, but where things are sort of growing at their brightest and the most abundant, in a sense. So I think this is a period where you're starting to feel alive again, when inspired by life. You want to get out there and start socializing and meeting people, put an end to being restricted through COVID. Maybe sharing your ideas of love and inspiration with other people, and sort of giving yourself over to other people if there's people that you know are in need of your help right now. I sense it's a period where you're feeling like you have a lot of energy and a desire to be of service and help other people. Most definitely also a period I'm sensing for you, Paul, for one where you're feeling inspired to share your ideas and your unique insight with other people too. I just sense it's a really social period for you where, you know, not only are you inspired by life, but you're inspired to make the most of this month, in a sense, and to share your thoughts, your ideas, and your love with those people that are most important to you, which is really beautiful. I'm getting, Pile 1. It also says here conception with the inspiration card, along with the Helios card of the sun shining bright in the background. I sense that anything that you put your mind to and you actually start taking those practical steps into producing in your own reality, you're going to have a lot of success with too. You've got the number 8 here too, which is the number of luck. So it's a really sort of lucky, fortuitous time to take action on anything that you put your mind to, is what I'm getting, Pile 1. Which is really beautiful. Also, I've just noticed you have 8, you have 4 and 5 making 9, and then you have 4 and 6 making 10. So there's a progression there too. It's kind of a time where you're leaving like any doubts or negativity behind in the past. You're progressing on, like starting to move forward with your life again. Starting to push forward with those things that you want to manifest in your own reality. The doubts and the negativity of the past are sort of being left at the wayside. And you're left with this like illumination of confidence on what you have to offer the world and what you want to achieve. Beautiful. Moving on from that. Ooh, we have number 50. Rhino spirit, overcome any obstacle. Lovely. You had the squirrel spirit, believe in yourself. Number 57. I think I mentioned believing in yourself too when I was talking about the very first I Ching card here. But you're feeling inspired to share your thoughts and gifts with other people. You're feeling really confident and you're believing in yourself, essentially. And your final card is the card of unity. You understand that the love shared with another is amplified and has ripple effects across the universe. Now that's really beautiful. Well, instantly, with the believe in yourself card and the card of Helios illumination, also along with the card of inspiration, which falls, the squirrel spirit falls below the inspiration card. I just think that you're coming into a period where you're going to start to believe in anything that you put your mind to. If there's something that you've always wanted to do, Pile 1, and you've maybe lacked the confidence in the past, that right now you're gathering the strength, the confidence, and the willpower to be able to achieve anything that you want. So if you want to change career and start a new job, you're getting the confidence and the inspiration to apply for a new job. If you want to start your own personal endeavor, you have the inspiration and the willpower to like go after it and really dedicate your time to it. If you're feeling more inspired to like spend a lot of time with friends, family, and your loved ones, and most definitely with the unity card here indicating that you're spending more time in collaboration with those people that you care about. I see that you have the confidence and the desire to do so. This is a really beautiful reading for you, Pile 1. I sense that October is a period where you just start to like to live life in the most positive kind of way that you can again, that you just believe that you're leaving any negativity behind, and I guess that any feelings of ill will or self-doubt or even like depression or anxiety are just something of the past, that you're feeling confident in your own abilities, basically. And so you should, because you have the Rhino spirit here to overcome any obstacle. You may have spent some time previously. What I'm getting also for you, Pile 1, is that there may have been some obstacles in your past, your recent past. There may have been some personal issues that you had to deal with. Potentially you were feeling a little bit down, despondent and depressed, and you've managed to draw upon your own sort of self-confidence and resolve and reserve to like overcome the depression, to start to like believe in yourself and to tell yourself that you will get through this period of heartache and pain. Or maybe it's just been some like real physical sort of problems that you had to deal with. Maybe more bills have come in potentially than you were expecting, or there may have been like some sort of physical ailments that you had, and you've actually done the work in your recent past to overcome any challenges that were thrown your way. I like to also think that like happiness comes from overcoming challenges. The ability to overcome challenges is what gives us the confidence within ourselves that we can do anything. So it's not so much the absence of challenges or issues, it's the ability or the inspiration and the passion to be able to overcome those challenges that really make us feel alive and let us realize what we have to offer, not only ourselves but other people too. I just sense that you're coming out of your shell again, is what I'm getting. Coming out of your shell with the nut here, the acorn, Pile 1. That you just are feeling inspired to want to get out and be social and active. I am also sensing that potentially it's a time where you want to be of service and help to other people. That you want to shine a light on other people that may be having some problems or have some obstacles that they need some assistance with. I just sense that you're feeling very like vibrant right now. You have a lot of energy and vitality, and it's a good time for you to maybe use that energy by helping out other people in need. But I do see you most definitely just spending a lot of time with other people, getting out there, sharing your ideas, having a lot of fun in social settings is what I'm getting. And just feeling more confident in yourself again, which is really beautiful. Moving on from that, Pile 1, let's get some further messages and insight for you about what's coming your way in October 2020 with the Tattoo Tarot deck. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile number 1? What else is coming their way in October 2020? Ooh. There's a card that I wasn't expecting. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 1 for October 2020? Okay. So you have 2 cards that came out. The first is the Ten of Swords, which I must admit I was not expecting. So what I'm sensing from that pile 1 is that you may have gone through a period where you were feeling a little bit negative or down on yourself. The Ten of Swords quite often talks about being backstabbed, like people that you care about stabbing you in the back or betraying you potentially. So maybe that's something to be mindful of. But I really just sense that you felt as if like you were almost dying. Like you went through a period where you were feeling so low or so despondent in life, and that's completely okay, because right now we're all going through like a really hard time with the pandemic, the bushfires that are happening in the United States right now. It's just a period of change and transition, I sense. So it also talks about, the Ten of Swords also talks about like an ego death. The death of the ego, the sun here too, which talks about your ego also, that maybe you've started to overcome any negative self-beliefs, or you're just starting to like, I guess, not give a shit anymore about how things pan out or whatever it is that you need to do. Just becoming more in flow in a sense. Like letting go of any sort of self-talk that's keeping you small, or any fear that, that you won't overcome your own personal hurdles or obstacles, I'm sensing. And your next card, ooh, it's the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. So you have 3 10s in this reading. The 10 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 10 here in the Inspiration card. I just see that this is the end of a cycle for you, is what I'm getting. It kind of reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, in a sense, those 3 10s. Like, it's the end of one cycle and the start of a new phase in your life, where I sense that you're just feeling more at peace with who you are and what you have to offer other people. October is a time when you really start to, like, love yourself and believe that you have a lot of gifts to share. But not only that, you're just not putting too much stress or emphasis on things that maybe didn't work out for you. You're not allowing yourself to get down on yourself as much, or if you are starting to feel a bit low, you know that you're going to come out of it. You're killing off any sort of attachments that maybe you had in the past, or beliefs that you couldn't survive without certain things that you needed in the past. I sense that you're just starting to, like, live life the way it is and go with the flow, essentially, pile 1. But with the 10 of Cups there, strong indication that you are starting to spend a lot of time with family and friends and the people that you love. The 10 of Cups is all about, like, family bliss, of feeling alive and sharing your love and affection with the people that are most dear to you. So you have the Unity card, the 10 of Cups, and also the I Ching, which talks about, like, social occasions, of being like the social glue in a sense. I just think that you have so much love for yourself and so much love to offer other people during this month that that you'll be really inspired to be social and get out there and bring people back together again, to share your love and your inspiration with the community and those people that are most important with you. Which is really lovely and lucky for you, Pile 1. What a beautiful reading. That's all I have for you. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And just a reminder also, if you got something out of this and you feel like you have some friends or family that may benefit from this reading, please share on my video. I'd really appreciate it. I wish you a beautiful day, and let's move on to Pile 2. Hello, Pile 2. With number 42 of the I Ching, let's find out what that's all about for you. Remember, this will give us the overall theme of the reading, the overall energy associated with the month of October for you in 2020. So it says increase. I think that's an optimistic reading for you, Pile 2. Lovely. Above wind, below thunder. Wind moves the thunder. Cooperation brings increase. The wind piles thunderclouds upon each other, increasing the storm's strength and moving it across the sky. Without the wind above, thunder's energy would dissipate. In the same way, the people are strengthened when those above act on their behalf, with no thought of their own ambition. This leads to a time of increased prosperity and progress, when difficult problems can be faced together and overcome. Lovely, okay. So it's a period of, like, increased prosperity, which is really beautiful. But there's also a really strong theme there of, like, collaboration, of maybe helping out other people in need, or potentially even asking for help if you have some things that you need to sort out, Pile 2. Like seeking advice from people that are, like, professionals, or even, like, getting a helping hand from your friends and loved ones if you're moving, or you just have something that needs to be resolved, is what I'm getting. But increased prosperity, I think this is in October 2020 is a period where you'll start to see, like, forward movement again, where if you felt stagnant and as if things weren't working out for you, or you weren't seeing the success in your endeavors, I sense that this month you'll start to see the rewards for your efforts, or have the inspiration and the passion and the desire to take action and move forward and to start progressing your life again. Noting that in October, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto have all finally turned direct again. So those planets are no longer in retrograde. We're starting to see forward movement, of direct movement again. And really, those planets are all about, like, changes, big changes in your life. Like, Jupiter is all about expansion and growth. Saturn is about getting things right and doing things the right way. And Pluto is about transformation and changes. So I sense that you're starting to change your mindset about what you can achieve in life also. And also just enjoying the company of others and sort of being in flow and giving and taking is what I'm getting. But moving on from that, let's see how that affects your other cards. What else is coming your way in October 2020? You have Aphrodite, beauty, lovely, number 29. Ooh, and you have intuition, number 41. Trust, insight, awareness, and guidance, beautiful. So we'll start with those cards for you, pile 2. Feminine energy to start with is what I'm getting. So with Aphrodite and beauty, and intuition, which I always sort of associate with like feminine, sort of divine feminine energy of being in flow, being more receptive and trusting in your intuition, trusting in those intuitive nudges that you are getting from the universe and your spirit guides. I just see a lot of like, this is a time where you're enjoying life again. Aphrodite and beauty reminds me also of like Taurian season in a sense, where we're in the middle of, I guess it's the middle of spring in the Northern Hemisphere, or the middle of autumn down here in Australia, where things are starting to blossom and bloom a little bit more. Like we've come out of a darker, colder cycle and starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel and starting to like harvest the rewards for our efforts a little bit. And noting that you have the card there of increase, number 42, an increase, I sense that this is a period where you're going to start to see abundance flowing your way again, pile 2, that whatever you put your efforts into will start to like you show the success in a sense. If you've started a new project recently, I see that you're going to start to see the rewards for the efforts on that project. Potentially if you started going back to the gym or looking after your health or something like that, that you'll start to see like the weight loss, or you'll start to see your fitness increase. Maybe you'll start to see the muscle gain if that's what you're after also. If you've been doing long hours of work and working really hard on a certain project, or just wanting to like, you know, show the boss that you're really dedicated and that you're committed to the job, then I sense that it's a period where your boss will start to see how committed you are, and you'll start to see the rewards for, I guess, praise for your efforts, or maybe a raise or a promotion or something like that. There's most definitely an energy of like, of gains, of increase, of abundance coming your way, pile 2, which is really beautiful. And we're trust and intuition there. So you've got the card of intuition, trust, insight, awareness, and guidance. It's also a period here with Aphrodite, also feminine energy, where I sense that your intuition is on point, that maybe you're receiving a lot of guidance from your spirit guides. They're trying to direct you down a certain path, or at least, you know, sending you signs and synchronicities to let you know that you are on the right path, that things are coming your way, that things are turning out the way that you were hoping for. I do sense that maybe you've been in the dark a little bit, pile 2. You've felt as if you weren't sure if you were doing the right things, or if your efforts were going to pay off. But I think it's all's going to start turning around for you in October 2020. I see a lot of like fresh energy here, a period where you are strongly like in communication with your spirit guides in the intangible realms, but also you'll start to see, you know, the growth and rewards for your efforts. I also sense it's a period where you're going to start to just thoroughly enjoy feeling alive again. I do sense that maybe you'll be spending a lot of time outdoors, is what I'm getting also, with like Aphrodite and beauty associated with aesthetics and nature. You may want to spend a lot of time outdoors just enjoying the end of summer, potentially, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, or you know, spring that's sprung down here in the Southern Hemisphere, where we're starting to see a lot of flowers bloom and stuff like that. Just enjoying the finer things in life is what I'm getting. I also am sensing that you may receive a lot of help too, potentially, on your own personal endeavors. With Aphrodite and intuition being of sort of feminine energy, of being receptive and receiving help and guidance from people. And number 42 in the I Ching, all about receiving guidance from people above you. So if there are things that you need help on, October is a great time to ask for help and to receive the help that you need, pile 2. Noting that we all go through phases sometimes where, you know, we need to ask for help from other people. So don't be afraid to do so. I sense that you have a lot of like loving, committed friends and family around you that will drop anything just to be able to help you out, is what I'm getting. So a beautiful period for you, pile 2. Moving on from that, you have the pig spirit, number 47. Use your mind wisely. I've just noticed also, so you have 29 with Aphrodite and 47 with the pig spirit, both reducing to 11. And I was touching on, or picking up on, a group that has a strong intuition and receiving strong guidance from your spirit guides and your angels. 1111 is the angel number. So it's a period where you are most definitely receiving a lot of guidance. If there's something that you've just started, or that if there's something that you've always wanted to start potentially, I think your guides are coming in strongly trying to push you down a certain path, or to give you a little bit of like assistance in starting something up. You have number 21, be peace, the dove spirit, be peace. Once again, doves being a very angelic bird, right? Strong indication that you are in communication with the intangible realm right now, pile 2. So really trust in any intuition or intuitive nudges you get. Follow those signs and synchronicities. Like, ask your guides and your angels for help too, is what I'm getting. That now is a time where you can get answers pretty quickly. They're here to help you and guide you, to like direct you on a certain path. So if there is something you've always wanted to start, ask your angels for guidance, and I sense that they'll give you an answer that you seek pretty quickly. And you also have the card of trust. Beautiful. You have a strong connection. There you go. A strong connection to your soul's loving voice, and have faith in your intuition. Wow, look at that. So you have the intuition card, have faith in your intuition. And it also says trust in the bottom of the intuition card. That's a strong synchronicity right there for you, pile 2. Okay. So most definitely a period of strong signs and synchronicities, of a period where you're being guided to take bold steps into achieving big things, is what I'm getting. If you've always wanted to change path and try something new, I sense that your guides are really coming in strong, saying now is the time to trust in your intuition and to follow that guidance. With the pig spirit here, number 47, use your mind wisely. What I am sensing for you, this is a group that I sense is can really work well with the law of attraction. So the things that you think become the things that you feel, right? And the things that you feel become your actions, in a sense. So it's time for you, pile 2, to really be quite mindful of the things that you tell yourself in your mind, the things that you say out aloud also. That a lot of like positive affirmations and thinking positively can go a long way in terms of like manifesting your dreams, or manifesting the thing that you're starting to put your efforts into. I am sensing that this is a group that potentially in the past was quite negative, or could potentially get quite down on themselves. That things that they say to themselves in their head can be a little bit harsh or blunt sometimes. So it's a time for you to like just try and turn those negative thought processes into like positive affirmations, or at least catch yourself when you're starting to say something to yourself that isn't necessarily the truth. If you are having doubts, potentially also, pile 2, about whether something that you are putting your effort into is going to take off, if you're going to receive the success that you're after, if a relationship is actually for you, if you can trust this partner, if you will receive the rewards and recognition from work, or whatever it is for you, I just sense that this is a period where you're meant to like really have faith that all of your efforts will take off. With the intuition card here and trust. The trust card, have faith in your intuition, and the dove spirit, be peace. Strong connection to something bigger, but it's a period where I just sense that you're supposed to like believe in yourself, and that if you continue to do the work and continue to have faith in your dreams, that they will come true in time. And if you need help potentially like with achieving something, or you're stuck on one small task and don't know what to do, then maybe it's a time for you also to help those people around you, or the people that you love, to get some assistance to overcome an obstacle or something like that. But a beautiful period where I sense that you're in touch with something bigger, and that the law of attraction is really going to work wonders for you right now, pile 2. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages and insight for you from the Tattoo Tarot deck about what's coming in October 2020. Spirit, can we please get some further messages for pile number 2? What else can they expect in October 2020? Ooh, okay. So I'm not sure you can see that, but you've got the Five of Wands that have just jumped out of the deck. So maybe you have sort of had some internal conflicts or self-doubt, potentially, pile 2. Or you may have even been through a period where you've been fighting with some loved ones or fighting with colleagues or something. There's been some conflict in your life, whether it be internal or external. I just sense that you're coming out of that, is what I'm getting from this reading. That if you have faith in your abilities to overcome this conflict or this battle, and trust that like you're being guided to resolve it, that you're at a period where you're like, this conflict is ending, that you're overcoming the conflict. Okay, there's 4 cards for you. So your first card was the Five of Wands, as we mentioned. You have the Eight of Cups in reverse, right. You have the Chariot in reverse, interesting. You also have the Ten of Coins in reverse, okay. All right. So maybe you have had a period, pile 2, where you've been working on something and you haven't been receiving the rewards for your efforts. You felt a bit stuck with the Chariot in reverse, talking about stagnation, things not taking off. Your efforts haven't been taking you to where you want them to go, or you haven't been receiving the rewards for the things that you've been working on, is what I'm getting. And it's left you feeling a little bit disappointed. Like the Eight of Cups here in reverse and the Five of Wands both indicate to me that you felt a little bit disappointed in your efforts, or that you're having internal battles about whether you should continue doing something, or you're not really sure where something's going, and you're just feeling a little bit lost and disappointed about like what's happening in your external world right now. You may have also had some financial battles, potentially, pile 2. You may have been stuck financially, like during COVID, you may have lost your job maybe, or you've had a lot more bills to pay, some health issues to deal with, something like that. So whether you've had some financial problems, or the efforts that you've been putting into a personal project or something that you've been working on, it has left you feeling a little bit low and despondent and a bit stuck and feeling a bit down on yourself. I did pick up on a group that maybe sometimes can be a little bit negative. The way that you talk to yourself can be sometimes a little bit too harsh, or you have a tendency to like beat yourself up, is what I'm getting, pile 2. But I sense that like you're coming into a period in October where you're starting to change that mindset, where you're starting to let go of any disappointments. I really am seeing that like you are starting to get some progress here. And the cards are really indicating that if you need help, then it's time to ask for help from both your angels, because your angels and your spirit guides are coming in very strong with the intuition card here, the dove spirit, along with the I Ching, or even a support from loved ones and friends. If you need professional help, maybe go see a counselor to overcome any negative self-beliefs, or depression, potentially, if you're going through a bit of a low period right now. I do see that October is a period where you start to turn things around, where you start to love yourself again with Aphrodite and beauty, where you start to see the beauty in the world and start to like believe in yourself a little bit more, and just continue to trust that you can overcome any challenges that you're having right now. October may also still be a period where you're feeling a little bit in the dark, where maybe you're not still receiving the rewards or the success that you're hoping for. But I do see that like it's a period where you start to change your mindset and start to believe that you can actually have the success that you've always wanted, or live the life that you've always wanted, where you're not feeling so down on yourself and like beating yourself up for every little mistake, is what I'm getting. So continue to believe that your life can turn around, pile 2. I sense that like after October 2020, you really start to see more rewards for your efforts, and be just feeling a lot more in peace and in flow with the universe, basically. Also noting that like all of the major planets go direct in October. So Jupiter's already turned direct. Saturn turns direct at the end of September 2020, and Pluto on like the 3rd of October. So I sense that like, as I mentioned, October is a period where you start to see things like changing in your external world, and also I sense start to feel a little bit more at peace with yourself, where you're not like being so hard on yourself anymore is what I'm getting. So keep up the good work, pile 2. You'll get there. That's all I have for you. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Also, just of note, if this reading was like beneficial to you, or you got something out of it, and you think maybe you have some friends or family that may benefit from watching this video, please share it on with them. I'd really appreciate that. That'd be great. I wish you a beautiful day, and let's move on to pile 3. Hello, pile 3. This is your I Ching place marker, number 54. Let's find out how that relates to October 2020 for you. Remember, this is the overall theme or energy of October for you. You have number 54, Kuei Mei, the Marrying Maiden. Above thunder, below lake. Thunder over the lake. Standards of behavior. A young couple who dwells in the family home is subordinate to the rules and values of their elders. The enforcement of standards of behavior may create a disturbance like thunder stirring the surface of a lake. Such standards are present throughout society. To dwell in harmony with one's fellows, one must ascertain what is acceptable and what is not. Gentleness and tact will serve all parties better than crashing conflicts. Okay. Interesting. This may be a period for you where you have to sort of rely on the help of other people, potentially pile 3, or that there may be some conflicts that you will resolve, is what I'm getting. It may be an uncomfortable period for you, I'm sensing also, where I sense that you'll just have to like rely on the help of other people, or at least sort of like bite your tongue and fight off any urges to say the things that you want to say to avoid conflict. I also sense there's a period where maybe you'll start to test the waters a little bit about what it is that you can get away with and what you can't. Like, it talks about their following standards of behavior in society. So maybe it's also a period where like you take a risk and you want to start testing what will be successful for you, what you can get away with, what works for you and what doesn't. Whether that be in like a love relationship, whether it be in personal relationships, whether it be with work and a project that you're working on or something. I just sense that there's an urgency or a need to like want to like test the boundaries and to see whether they're rigid or whether they can be broken in a sense. But let's find out what else is coming your way in October 2020 with your oracle cards. Ooh, you have number 32. Persephone and Awakening. Beautiful. You also have number 8 in the sacral chakra. Okay. So we'll start with those cards. So like pile 2, strong divine feminine energy here. With Persephone and Awakening in the sacral chakra, which is, I guess, the divine feminine within our body, like the divine feminine center of our body. I see like strong intuition is what I'm getting also. So this is similar to pile 2 in that sense, where your intuition is on point. In October 2020, pile 3. Remembering that it's also Libra season too. So it's a period where I guess we start to work out like what's our values are, what's right and wrong, how we can help other people, like what we should be doing to be of service and to make sure that society is working in a very just and happy and equal manner, in a sense, where everyone is of equality to everyone else, if that makes sense. Stumbled over my words there. So I just see this maybe as a period for you where what I'm actually picking up on, pile 3, is that I sense that you're going to start to like stand up for your own beliefs and really stand up for the people around you. And in a way, that's quite divine masculine energy of taking action, of being very authoritative. But I sense you're going to do it in a very like loving, compassionate kind of way. Maybe you'll be looking out and after people that are in need right now. I just really sense that this is a period where you'll be giving yourself over to other people in a way. You may also start to see your family again, where, you know, maybe COVID restrictions are starting to ease and we can start to see each other and start to spend more time with our loved ones. So you may be the host of like a dinner party or like a party with friends and family so that you can like be the social glue and bring everyone back together again. But I really am just sensing that you have a keen intuition right now about what's happening around you, in terms of like being able to tell whether people are lying to you or whether things are actually like turning out the way that they seem to be, if like there's clarity in certain situations or not. Being able to like see if people are pulling the wool over your eyes in a sense. I just see strong intuition, but that intuition is being used in terms of like caring for other people or being of service to others in a way. Knowing when people need help is what I'm getting. And with Persephone there, like sort of caressing herself, I just see her being very tender and caring and like loving towards other people that may be of need right now. Or at least so you have this sense of wanting to help other people out. Whether or not they need it, I sense that maybe you're starting to just feel a lot more like at peace with yourself and where life is going, and wanting to like share your love and compassion with other people is what I'm getting, pile 3. If you have had some conflict potentially with a loved one, or conflict at work or something like that, an issue with a boss maybe, or an issue with authority somehow, I really see you relying on like your divine feminine energy with the sacral chakra here in Persephone, of being able to like talk your way out of it, or maybe to sway somebody somehow with your strong like intuitive nudges about what other people's needs are somehow. So it's going to be an interesting month where I sense that you will feel like you want to be of service or helping other people, where you want to reconnect with society and want to reconnect with those loved ones that you haven't seen. But I also sense it's a period where like you can make changes for the better in your own life just by being a little bit tricky and swaying people with your intuitive nudges about what their needs are right now, pile 3. Interesting. Ooh, you have number 2, Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. Right. You also have 20, the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. And your final card is Evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. Beautiful. Okay. What I am also seeing for you, pile 3, with all of those cards. I almost said pile 2 because you got the 2 there with the Antelope Spirit. I sense the Dolphin Spirit, it says this and that are true, but Dolphin Spirits always remind me of like just being playful and having fun. They're a very fun-loving, gregarious, social animal that enjoys spending time with the people they love. And with Evolution, I see you overcoming any challenges that are coming your way. If you were feeling a little bit stuck in the past, potentially, noting that we are still going through COVID pandemic, or you've had some financial issues, or you weren't receiving the rewards for the efforts the way that you had hoped for, I just see that you're going to start to see more progress again with Evolution and the Antelope Spirit here. Life is speeding up. Things are looking up. You're starting to see like the upward trajectory of your efforts, starting to harvest the reward for any effort. And I really just see you having a lot of fun with it too, with the Dolphin Spirit. This and that are true. Along with Persephone and awakening, like awakening the gifts and awakening the joy within you. This is also a period where I sense you're going to start to turn a corner in like in terms of how you're feeling more motivated, feeling more alive, feeling more inspired to go after the things that you want, or to continue to work hard on the things that you're already working on, is what I'm getting, pile 3. Life's going to start to go into flow a little bit more. So it's interesting that you have the I Ching card here, which indicates that there may be a need to avoid conflict and to stick to certain societal standards or something like that. But what I am getting is that you're going to like break free from all of that. You're like leaving any conflicts behind, any like personal conflicts or like any sort of negative beliefs that you may have had about yourself for a certain situation. But also like leaving behind any hardships with relationships or conflicts at work. A period where you're starting to see more success is what I'm getting. And with Persephone here and awakening, along with the sacral chakra, with divine feminine energy of being really receptive, of being very grateful for the abundance and the rewards that are coming your way is what I'm getting. You're like leveling up in a way. I also am seeing here that with the dolphin spirit, this and that are true. I think you're just starting to like let go of the need to sort of make things happen in a certain way, like letting go of controlling the outcome or controlling each and every step of the process. You may be trying to manifest something that you've always wanted to do, or so whatever it is that you're working on, I sense that you're just starting to like be at peace with how it pans out, whether it is successful in the way that you want, or maybe it turns out a completely different way. I think you're not stressing about it anymore. I just sense that in October, you're just going to like start to go with the flow and really just enjoy spending time with others and doing the things that bring you joy is what I'm getting, pile 3. You have the number 8 here, which is all about luck and fortitude. There may also, what I'm getting too, so with the dolphin spirit, this and that and true, and you have 2 2s here, the 2 in the dolphin spirit and the 2 in the antelope. There may be more than one thing that you're working on right now. There may be more than one aspect of your life that I sense you're just starting to let go of and relax into and starting to see the rewards for, you know, just enjoying it and having fun with it, whether that be in a relationship and work, or a personal endeavor and work, or working on your health and your love relationship. More than one thing is starting to go in flow. More than one thing is starting to work out for you. Remembering this is Libra season, so it's a period where like we stand up for what we believe in and really like chase after what we think is fair and what we value in a sense. Also of note is that in October, the 3 of the major planets will be going direct again. So Jupiter's already turned direct in September. Saturn turns direct at the end of September, and Pluto turns direct not long after on the 3rd of October, where we can actually start to see life speeding up again, where we can start to see like things like moving on or moving the way that we want them to go, like seeing the rewards for the work that we're putting into certain things, where we don't feel stagnant anymore, where we're not feeling stuck, or we're lacking energy and motivation. We're starting to feel like we have the motivation to do the things that we've always wanted. I just see that this is actually a period where you start to sort of go with the flow, is what I'm getting, which is really beautiful, pile 3. Moving on from that, let's see if there's any further messages for you from the Tattoo Tarot deck about what you can expect in October 2020. Spirit, can we get some further messages, please, for pile 3 about what they can expect in October? Yeah, I see you really standing in your divine feminine energy of loving yourself, of being very receptive to the blessings that are coming your way, being very grateful for what you have, wanting to resolve conflicts and being compassionate and caring to those people around you that may be struggling also. And starting to see the success for like changing your mindset a little bit. Any further messages, please, Spirit, for pile number 3? Okay, there's 4 cards for you. Your first 2 cards. Ooh, 9 of Cups, beautiful. Sitting right on Persephone and Awakening. You have the Moon card. You have the 4 of Wands in reverse. And you also have, the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. So with the King of Wands in reverse in the Moon card, you may have had some fear, potentially, that things weren't going to work out the way you were hoping for. If you've been really putting a lot of time and effort and energy into a personal project or a personal endeavor, a new relationship, a relationship that's very dear to you, trying to resolve conflict, doing a lot of overtime at work, or really working hard on a project at work or something like that, I just sense that maybe there was a little bit of fear that you weren't going to receive the recognition or that it wasn't going to work out. But that's most definitely, I see that's not true at all. You have the 9 of Cups here. This is like the card of wish fulfillment, where you actually are starting to like see the rewards for all of your efforts, and you're very proud of the things that you've managed to do and the things that you've overcome, or the battles that you've had have only like given you more resolve and confidence in your abilities to overcome certain difficult situations, and you're very proud of the things that you've managed to achieve, pile 3. Sitting here with awakening, I just sense that you're like, your intuition is most definitely on point with the moon here. Cups related to like your water energy and intuition, and Persephone in awakening, I sense that this is a period where your intuition is very strong also, where your guides are like really working with you quite strongly to sort of direct you down a certain path, which is in a sense is very similar to pile 2, as I touched on before. That you're letting go of any doubts or beliefs that you can't achieve certain things, or letting go of the worry basically about how it will pan out, how it will eventuate. I sense that you're just going to like have fun with it, and you know, if it works out, great. If it doesn't, then you trust that you'll be guided down a different path. And the Four of Wands in reverse always reminds me of like leaving home, of taking action, of going on an adventure, you know, wanting to move, or just starting an adventure potentially. I just sense that maybe there is something that you're starting in October 2020, or something that you've recently started and you've been putting a lot of work into. If you are just starting something and potentially you've been afraid about whether you will have success or not, there's most definitely an indication that there's a little bit of fear about your confidence or your abilities in something. But I really just see that hard work and dedication will bring the rewards that you seek, pile 3. And October is a great time to either initiate a new project or to actually start trusting that things will work out the way that you are hoping for eventually. Remember, you have the card of evolution here. You realize that obstacles merely lessons in your path. So the Nine of Cups really talks about overcoming obstacles and challenges and being very proud of your ability to like devise the solution to certain problems and to come up with a solution to anything that's holding you back, essentially. I think you're just starting to let go and have fun and go with the flow, not holding on to like how things need to manifest in a sense, and just starting to reap the rewards for being more relaxed and loving yourself. Beautiful. That's all I have for you, pile 3. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Side note, if you got something out of this reading and you feel like you have friends or family that may also benefit from watching this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could share it on. That would be great. I wish you a beautiful day, and let's move on to pile 4. Welcome, pile number 4. This is your place marker, number 53. Let's find out about that, shall we? You have the I Ching of gradual development. Above wind, below mountain. A tree on the mountain. Right action takes time. Trees do not grow overnight, and a tree on the mountain faces particular challenges of wind and weather. Any expectation of rapid growth is unrealistic, and it is the slowness of a tree's growth that gives it strength. A great endeavor takes time to gather its resources, influence the people, and plan the right action. High aspirations will be achieved, but only in the proper season. Haste will not further the situation. This is something that is probably very rings true to me right now. I've been feeling quite frustrated. I just am hoping to get a bit more growth in my channel, and I'm not really ashamed to say that. Like, I really enjoy doing tarot readings and studying astrology, and I know where I want it to go and what I want the channel to be, but it's just taking a lot of time to grow, and I think it's a lesson for me to just have faith that it will continue to grow, but also just to know that like things take time. It kind of reminds me of like the Knight of Pentacles, where it takes time to develop the things that you want. But I sense in October 2020, group 4, if you've picked this pile, then this may ring true to you quite personally. Sorry, I just had to turn the light on. I forgot to turn the light on, so now I've got a little bit more light on the situation. So if you come across this pile, I sense that either you're working on something and potentially you've been feeling a little bit frustrated about how much harder it has been than you anticipated, or you're not actually reaping the rewards yet that you were expecting. But just know that things take time to develop. Like if you are starting your own YouTube channel, potentially, it really takes a while for YouTube to start favoring your channels. your channel and your videos. Also, you need to have more people watch your videos to get more subscribers. So the more you build your channel, kind of like, I guess, the oak tree growing from a small acorn, like the more that you water it, the more effort you put into it, the larger it gets, and then I guess the more resources it attains along the way. So not all is lost, I think, powerful. For you, it's about just perseverance and having faith that your dreams and aspirations will come true if you just continue to put effort in, really. But moving on from that, I see that as a really positive card, actually. That, you know, things are working out for you. It's just taking a little bit more time than maybe you had hoped for. But that's okay. You have the card of Chronos and Cycles, number 1. And you have the number 18, an inner child. Playfulness, lightheartedness, innocence, and wonder. Okay, we'll start with those cards. Well, I think the message is kind of clear there for you with those cards, powerful. I do see a group that maybe needs to start to remind themselves why they're doing whatever it is that they're working on. So if you've started a personal venture and it's not panning out the way you had anticipated, maybe things are taking a lot more time than you had imagined, or you're just not getting the rewards that you were seeking right now. There's definitely something that you've started recently, Pile 4, that you've been working on, I sense, whether it be a relationship or whether it be your own personal endeavor, or maybe even like a project at work that you've been putting a lot of time and effort into, and you just haven't been able to see the rewards for it yet. Maybe you haven't received the recognition that you feel that you deserve for something also. But just remember to, with the inner child card here, this always reminds me just to have fun with whatever you're doing. So if it is something that you started for your own personal reasons, something that you enjoy, maybe it's a hobby of yours, or potentially even you started going back to the gym and started exercising or something like that, then just a gentle reminder to have fun with it, to enjoy it, to not take it so seriously. This is something that I'm reminding myself day in, day out when I'm doing tarot readings. I actually thoroughly enjoy doing them, and I read them differently to other people, and that's okay. I just have fun doing it. If I can bring that element of joy to it, then it's not really a chore anymore, is it? It's something that's a hobby and something that I love doing. So there's a reminder there, most definitely, with the inner child card, to just remember that you're doing this because it's something that you wanted to do. This is something that hopefully brings you joy, that when you actually allow yourself to be playful with it and are a bit more lighthearted in your approach to it, not taking it so seriously, that it's something that you love doing, basically. Powerful. And Kronos, the card of Kronos. I do sense that this is a group that goes through ups and downs sometimes, that sometimes you are motivated and you're feeling great about this thing. You're very dedicated, you're motivated, and very optimistic about where it's going to go and its success. You do see that you can have success with this thing. So you go through phases where you're very optimistic and motivated to keep working on it. And then sometimes I sense that maybe you go through phases where you can allow the negativity to creep in, and you get a little frustrated that you're not actually receiving the rewards of the success that you were hoping for right now. And so you can get down on yourself, thinking that maybe it's not going to pan out the way that you had hoped, that you won't have success, or maybe that you don't have the skills that you need to be able to make it be successful in reality, basically. And that's not true, Pile 4. Most definitely remember that you have the I Ching here that reminds us that things take time to grow, that you need to that in order to be successful at things, it takes both time and effort. You need to continue to water the tree for it to blossom. It needs to be in the right condition and the right season. So there's also an element of divine timing here too, I'm sensing, that maybe right now it's just a time to continue to work on it, but it will blossom in the future when it's the right time. If you are potentially you've started back at the gym, or you've started some sort of new exercise regime, just continue to do the work to work out, and over time you'll look back and see how much weight you've lost, or see how much fitter you are. If it's your own personal endeavor, maybe you have started a YouTube channel also, Pile 4, and it's taking a lot longer to grow than you anticipated. But if you look back in 6 months' time, you'll be able to see all of the videos that you've produced, see all of the comments from people that are like giving you praise and encouragement, saying that they really enjoy your videos, and see how many subscribers you had that you didn't have 6 months ago, basically. So the message here is like, in October 2020, I see you maybe just starting to like go with the flow a little bit more. That you start to like let go of the serious nature about this thing that you're trying to work on, and just have a little bit more fun with it. Remind yourself that things take time and you are where you're supposed to be right now, which is really beautiful, powerful. Your next card, you have the card of tolerance. You appreciate others' points of view because you sense the love in everyone. Lovely. You have the wolf spirit, number 67. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay. And you also have the dog spirit, number 19. Be loyal to what you love. There you go. I love that card. It's probably my favorite in the deck, to be honest. Just because I love dogs, really. Oh, you got 2 dogs. Interesting. A wolf is a dog too, so you have 2 dogs. Maybe you're a dog lover, Pile 4. You may have multiple dogs or multiple pets, potentially, I'm seeing. But what I am getting here, with turn knowledge into wisdom falling under Chronos and cycles, that I really think you are starting to realize that you go through ups and downs, Pile 4. You're starting to notice that sometimes you allow your mind to drift and that you can get quite negative or down on yourself. And so in October 2020, I really see you like starting to break free or cut that habit out with the scythe here. You're cutting this habit out of allowing yourself to sort of dwell in negative energy about whether you'll have success or not, or whether you have the skills to succeed. That I see you're just starting to like go with the flow a bit more and allowing things to go as they should with the inner child here, like adopting a real playful, loving, like fun-loving approach to whatever it is that you're trying to work on and manifest right now. So in terms of turning knowledge into wisdom, I think you're just becoming a little bit more intelligent or mindful in your approach to whatever it is that you're working on. Not allowing like the slow approach or the slow growth to get you down, that you just be getting into this phase of being a little bit more at peace with enjoying actually partaking in this activity, enjoying working out, getting like allowing the endorphins to flow and feeling alive and vibrant, or maybe doing your YouTube channel, your tarot readings, your spiritual blogs, or whatever it is for you, because you're actually thoroughly enjoying it and having a lot more fun with it. Trying new things out is what I'm seeing also with Cronus here and cycles, along with the inner child, trying new things out to see if it is successful, to see if that actually works for you, if it's something that will bring you a lot more abundance potentially. Yeah, just adopting a playful attitude to whatever it is that you're working on or trying to manifest is what I'm getting. And with the dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. I sense that this is just a reminder for you to just keep going, like that whatever it is that you were trying to achieve in October 2020 is something that brings you joy, to dedicate yourself to it because you're passionate about it, is what I'm seeing. Remembering that this is something that like is a hobby of yours and you do it because it's fun. And with the tolerance card here, I am picking up on a group potentially where we're sitting next to the wolf spirit too. Noting that wolves are quite mischievous animals. They're very sort of sneaky animals and sort of sneak up on their prey. I just sense that potentially sometimes, along with Cronus and cycles, that maybe you have some friends that are doubting your abilities, or there's some people around you that pretend like they're supporting you and that they're here on your journey with you all the way. But I sense that maybe they're like naysayers, or they have some doubt about whatever it is that you're working on. So just be mindful of like cutting away people that maybe aren't serving your best interests, or at least like not allowing other people's thoughts or opinions to get you down. Pile 4. Potentially this is also a group that may wear your heart on your sleeve, and you take things quite personally when people say things to you about whatever it is that you're doing, or the way you look, or whatever it is for you, Pile 4. I sense that like you allow people's opinions to sort of dictate how you're feeling. So there's just a reminder also in October to to try not to dwell too much on what other people think, that you're doing this because it's something that you're passionate about. This is a joy that you have, and it doesn't really matter if other people believe that you have the skills to do it or not. You're doing it because you love it, basically. But also with Chronos and cycles and the side theory, I just sense that maybe it's time for you also to set some boundaries and to like move away from people that don't have your best interest at heart, that aren't supporting your journey or aren't supporting your personal endeavors. Be loyal to yourself, stick up for yourself, make clear boundaries about what you allow people to say to you or allow people to do to you is what I'm getting. Powerful. Moving on from that, let's get some further messages for you from the Tattoo Tarot deck about what's coming in October 2020. Spirit, can we please get some further messages, please, for pile 4? What else can they expect in October 2020? Remembering we just ingressed into Libra season. The Tolerance card there reminds me of the Temperance card in Tarot. So just to remember to take it easy and to moderate your behaviors. If you have a tendency to get down on yourself, to try and remind yourself that like you will get through this period of feeling a little bit sorrowful or moody. Try to remind yourself to pick your spirits up and to believe that you do have the abilities to achieve whatever it is that you want. Okay, so you've got 5 cards that have come out there. Your first card, is a 10 of Cups. Beautiful. You have the Death card in reverse. You have the 2 of Cups in reverse. You have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. And you also have the Emperor in reverse. Okay. Lots of cards in reverse here. You may be dealing with some self-doubt, potentially, pile 4, is what I'm getting. With the Emperor in reverse, the Death card in reverse, and the 3 of Coins in reverse. I really just sense that maybe you get down on yourself as to whether this will be successful. It will take off the way you hope, or it will start to bring in the finances or the rewards that you're hoping for. With the Death card talking about like death and rebirth of new energy, it's kind of in reverse. It reminds me that maybe there's a little bit of resistance to a new start or something. I really think it's just about you changing your mindset, to be honest, about how you're feeling about this this personal endeavor. Remember that this is something that you actually love doing. There's a lot of joy here. And with the 10 of Cups there, I do see a lot of success coming your way. The 10 of Cups is almost the happiest card in the deck, really. It's like family bliss, where you've achieved everything that you want in life and you have the rewards to share with your loving family and the people that you care for the most. So I sense that like there is success coming your way, but there's definitely a need for you to change your mindset and the way that you approach this thing. The Emperor card in reverse and the Inner Child really just reminds me that like you can get down on yourself sometimes, and you need to remember that this is something that brings you joy. And with the 2 of Cups in reverse, potentially this is a relationship also that you've been working on, and maybe it's time to really start thinking about pile 4 if this relationship is for you, if it's for the best. With the Death card here in reverse and the 2 of Cups, there is a strong indication here that potentially a relationship has done its course, that maybe it's time to work out whether it's serving your best interest now if you're in a relationship right now, or if there's somebody that you're thinking about right now and you're wondering if if those feelings are reciprocated. I just sense that maybe it's time to move on and just to focus on your own needs at the moment. There's most definitely an energy for you in October 2020 about overcoming your own sort of like limiting self-beliefs and really dedicating yourself to something that you love, that you need to move away or cut away. You've got the Scythe again, I've just noticed too. So you have the Scythe in the Death card here, and you also have the Scythe in the Chronos card, which is really interesting. Most definitely a need to cut away any negative behaviors that aren't working towards your best interest to achieving the things that you want, but also to cut away people that are bringing you down, cut away people that are negative, cut away those people that just have doubts about your own abilities, because you don't need them around, pile 4. They're not lifting you up, they're not supporting you. I think the reading generally indicates this is where it's a period where you're starting to stand up for yourself and start to to just go with the flow and believe that you can have success, to not to dwell too much on those periods of feeling down, and most definitely like setting up clear boundaries about who you let in and how people treat you is what I'm getting. So kudos to you, Pile 4. I see a lot of positivity here in the next month. That's all I have for you. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Just a reminder also, if you got a lot out of this reading and you think that you have some friends or family that may benefit from this video, please share it on to them. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.